If you pinch a tiger's scruff, will it become as docile as a cat? Have you ever noticed a truly magical phenomenon? No matter how crazy or grumpy your cat usually is, if you grab it by the scruff of the neck and lift it up, it is instantly like someone hit the pause button. Its limbs curl up, its tail tucks in, and it stares at you with big, innocent eyes, as docile as a stuffed animal. It's practically a physical cheat code for dealing with cats. So, since cats and tigers both belong to the feline family, if we were feeling exceptionally brave and went to pinch the fateful scruff of a tiger, would the king of the beasts also become as obedient as a cat? 今天让我们认真地探讨这个问题。First of all, when a cat is pinched by the scruff and becomes docile, is it because it is afraid? Or is it something else? Many people think the cat's lifeline has been grabbed and it is simply too terrified to move. But a research team at Ohio State University actually conducted a specific study on this long ago. They gathered Sanchiija cats of varying ages and sizes, used binder clips to pinch the skin on the back of their necks, and found that all the cats exhibited the exact same behavior. They stopped struggling, arched their backs, and tucked their tails. Here comes the crucial data. Researchers measured their heart rates and pupils, finding that these cats' physiological indicators were very stable. There was absolutely no accelerated heart rate or dilated pupils, which are the typical reactions to being frightened. This proves that the cats weren't scared at all. Scientists call this phenomenon pinch-induced behavioral inhibition. In layman's terms, it is as if a hard-coded, forced trigger program exists in the cat's base code. As soon as the scruff feels a specific pressure, the brain automatically issues a command, putting the body into standby mode. Where did this code come from? It actually has to do with how mother cats raise their young. In the wild, the only mode of transportation a mother cat has to move her kittens is by carrying them by the neck in her mouth. If the kitten thrashes around in midair, it could easily fall out of a tree and get hurt, or expose itself to predators. Therefore, only the kittens that instantly triggered standby mode and remained perfectly still when picked up managed to survive. Over time, this conditioned reflex was carved into their genes. Of course, the reality is also that when you dangle it in midair, its claws and mouth are bar-seekily offline and can't reach you at all. It has no choice but to accept its fate. Alright, with the mechanics explained, let's turn our attention to today's main character, the tiger. Does a tiger have this switch? The answer is yes. As felines, this ancestral underlying architecture applies equally to tigers. The answer is yes, mother tigers also raise their cubs alone in the wild. If the cubs run around, the mother will use the same method, grabbing them by the scruff to carry them away. So, tiger cubs also possess this conditioned reflex from a young age. While their bodies might not become as exaggeratedly stiff as a kitten's, and they won't tuck their tails, they are absolutely obedient and cooperative. Logically speaking, pinching a tiger's scruff will indeed make it docile, but don't celebrate just yet. Theoretical deduction is one thing, but actually executing it in reality is a completely different story. Because to successfully trigger the tiger's docile reaction, just the single action of pinching isn't enough. Look at a mother cat carrying her kitten. The kitten might struggle a bit when first bitten. It's only when its feet leave the ground and all four limbs are completely suspended that the standby switch is truly activated. In other words, you don't just have to pinch, you also have to lift it. At this point, we need to look at a daunting set of data. The smallest existing tiger, the Sumatran tiger, has adult males weighing 100 to 120 kilograms. Bengal tigers have adult males averaging 180 to 200 kilograms. And the largest living tiger subspecies, the Siberian tiger, has adult males averaging around 200 kilograms, with large ones even exceeding 250 kilograms. We are talking about behemoths weighing hundreds of pounds. You want to rely on one hand's grip strength to pinch its thick scruff and then lift it out of thin air so all four limbs are suspended? No matter how strong you are, it is nearly impossible. After all, not everyone is Hercules. Not to mention, for an ordinary person to get close to a tiger, is virtually impossible. Let's assume you're incredibly lucky and stumble upon a tiger sleeping on its stomach. You sneak up behind it and firmly pinch the scruff of its neck, but awkwardly, you can't lift it. You're just pinching and it is just lying there. What happens then? The tiger's scruff feels the pressure, triggering the conditioned reflex. It might indeed freeze for 2 or 3 seconds, instinctively entering standby mode. But this program is meant for being picked up and suspended by a mother tiger. A few seconds later, the tiger's brain will realize something is wrong. Its body isn't suspended, and the scent and touch behind it don't belong to its mother. When it realizes this isn't maternal love, but a human meddling behind its back, it is going to turn its head and look at you. As for the ensuing scene, I don't need to elaborate. By then, it will be far too late to run. Sum up, pinching a tiger's scruff to make it docile works in theory, but it is fundamentally impossible to execute in practice. So, let's just keep this bold idea as a discussion topic, and whatever you do, please don't try it in real life. Alright, that's it for this episode. If you found it interesting, remember to like and subscribe. See you next time!